Hey everyone, Mike Settele here for Settele Tutoring, and today we're going to try something new and different. I am going to do a speed run of the easy reading module from Bluebook practice test number 6. So what does that mean? Well, a long time ago when those tests were first released, I did a longer, just full take of both of tests 5 and 6. And so I went through both of the hard modules as part of that because I got enough questions right in the first module to get me into the hard one. So all those questions are done. And then as I was making videos for the easy modules, I realized a little too late, I didn't do it for math, but I will do it for reading, that I could just kind of answer these questions blindly as I did like for the other sections, but it would require me to kind of just skip ahead in Bluebook and get to that easy module. So basically the way to do that is anytime you've done a practice test, you can always just retake it, get all the questions wrong in the first module by leaving them blank, and then you will be automatically placed in the easy module, and bam, you get 25 new reading questions. Why not 27? Well, basically of the 27 that I'm about to see, 2 of them are repeats from the hard module. So it's possible I will remember those answers and get a little bit of a boost from that. But otherwise, my goal is just move as fast as I can. No checking, basically no explaining. I'm going to mumble whatever comes to my mind, and I have scratch paper ready to go if I need it. But this is going to be very, very uninformative for you. So don't worry, I will have individual videos for these questions afterwards. After I've seen these all, I will take the time and actually explain them to you in separate videos. But I just thought this would be a fun thing to do, and I am curious how fast I can do a reading module and how many I get wrong, even in the easy module, if I just speed right through it. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to see what happens. And, you know, if you have comments or questions, let me know. And hopefully you learn something from it. At the very least, maybe you'll learn that if you are confident with the strategies, you can do very well on the easy questions. The hard questions are going to take time no matter what. But the easy ones, you do want to get down to a point where you can just fly through them really, really fast. Normally, I would take a little longer on a test, but it's still a worthy experiment to see how accurate you can be when you are just going as fast as you can. So let's see. Let's get to it. Okay, so this is still the first module. Basically, what I need to do in order to get to the easy module is I just need to not do anything. I haven't answered any questions. You can go to the review page. You'll see they're all blank. And then if I hit next, it's going to automatically put me in. So as soon as this starts, I'm going to go. So I'm not going to talk much because there's no break. Here we go. Okay. All right. I was using this. Okay. Trace. Separate time Foxfoot would allow no fire to be built, no land to be made, no trace of their passing, no evidence. Yeah. Next. Ugh, my microphone's in the way. Okay. The works of Chicana artist Mr. Hernandez are now featured in museums both in the United States and abroad, but the murals she contributed to as a member of the. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Animal, this is a wild key parrot that used small stones as tools to preen its feathers. Skeptical accounts initially suggested Bastos that the Kia's interactions with the stones might simply be something accidental, but Bastos and her team showed that the Kia was using stones deliberately. Yeah, okay. 18th century historian Edward Gibbon thought the only character defect of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius was his mild temperament. Of the temperature, the emperor was widely considered virtuous. His overly permissive nature led him to blank the vices of those who surrounded him. His mild temperament. Though the emperor was widely considered virtuous, his overly permissive nature led him to indulge. That's a hard one. Not going to be able to check, but there we go. Function in the underlined sentence. That kind of desert is one of the driest places on earth. Mary Beth Wilhelm and other astrobiologists search for life for its remains in this harsh place because the desert closely mirrors. Okay, so it's similar to Mars. For clues. Okay. To contrast the conditions, no. To explain why many life forms cannot survive, no. To indicate why yes, because it's Mars. It's got certain limitations, no. Overall structure, okay. Studying indigenous language from what is now the South of the United States. This is the singular form to wink, whereas this is the plural form. That's the singular form, whereas the plural form is that. These are instances of subtractive morphology in which a base word is truncated, removing that in these cases to form a new related word. Okay. It describes a relationship between this and several other languages? No other languages. It identifies the most frequently occurring words? No. It presents some specific words in coesity, describes the general linguistic phenomenon exemplified by those words. Okay, yeah, it explains the phenomenon of subtractive morphology. No, it discusses why subtractive morphology has been controversial. No, okay, it's that. Happening in the text. Okay, lives in an apartment in Harlem. Okay, the glow from the sunset was making the street radiant. The street is nice in this light. It was swarming with children who were playing ball and baiting back and forth across the sidewalk in complicated games of tag. Girls were skipping double Dutch rope, going tirelessly from the exact center. Okay, they're just outside. It's observing the appearance of the street at a particular time of the day. Okay, yeah, it sounds right. Lou's annoyed? No. Is puzzled? No. Is spending time alone in her apartment because you don't? No. I mean, idea. And this person was chosen to lead the federal theater project. This project was part of the new works plan. Okay. The Franklin Roosevelt to provide jobs for unemployed people. As the director of this, she created jobs. She also kept ticket prices low, which meant that many people could afford. Okay. Jobs provided by the FCP were intended mainly for performers. No. President Roosevelt. No, it's about the other person. During the Great Depression, many people. No. As a director, they flying against. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Scientists studying the seismic activity data from the, okay, what was surprising? Research data collected by the lander to learn more about seismic activity. The data shows that the Mars quakes all start from the same location. The discovery was surprising to scientists. They expected that the Mars quakes would originate from all over the planet because of the cooling of the planet's surface. Now scientists believe that there could be areas of active magma flow deep beneath the, okay. So it's surprising because they would be all over the planet. The temperature of Mars has been rising. There are different types of, I don't know, less data, same location, yeah. Complete the statement. Okay. A student using the table as part of the student notes that according to the table from 1910 1925, number of cars increased, cars decreased. Number of cars increased, the number of cars, yeah. No. No. Good. Okay. Illustrates the claim. In the story, bankers described as being very upset. Okay. Was brother sealed the door? No. Struck 3 o'clock. Banker listened. Nothing upset. A banker spoiled and frivolous millions by his reckoning was delighted at the bet. When the banker got home, he lay in his bed with his tears and emotion. Yeah. That time he's upset. Okay. Illustrate the claim. Okay. More recently, China launched the Chang'e mission, which returned additional lunar surface samples. Researchers have analyzed and dated each of the samples, concluded the lunar samples collected during the Chang'e mission are significant because, okay, they're younger. They are much younger. They were collected, no. They are closest in age, no. They help confirm the predicted age of the lunar samples. I think it's this. Let's see if that could be a trap. Support the researchers' hypothesis. Okay, I've done this question before. I don't remember the answer. Studies have found a positive correlation. Okay, I'm just starting here. Okay, water molecules are found to be impervious. No, I think that was wrong because impervious. Examination of this shows that team retain their shape. Positive correlation between concentration and the rate at which the water's molecule structure compresses. Team's analysis of water's molecule structure under high. Oh, shoot. I forget the answer to this. This is a hard one, too. I think it's because they're stable. Right. The water molecules are stable because of this TMAO thing. Studies have found a positive correlation to the depths and the concentrations of a compound called this, which has led the team of research that TMAO reduces water's compressibility. Okay. So we need to support that. Examination, even the water molecules. No, it's not distorted. Shows that the TMAO retain their shape even as pressure increases. Okay, that seems right. Positive correlation is found between contrast and the rate at which water's molecule. No, because it's not compressing. Analysis of water molecule structure under high pressure. So hydrocarbons are more stable when TMAO is present than when it is not. Oh, I forget the answer. It's about water retaining its shape under high pressure. Yeah. I think it's that. Shoot. I know I'm going to get that wrong. Oh, God. Okay. Completes the text. Younger dries was a period of extreme cooling. Some scientists argue that a comet fragment hitting Earth about the cooling. Others disagree. Okay, partly because there's no known crater. They detected a crater. Scientists who believe an impact caused the younger dries claim the discovery supports the view. However, this other team hasn't yet been able to determine the age of the crater. Therefore, the team suggests that we need to wait and see. It can't be concluded the impact that made the crater was connecting. Yeah, it can't be determined whether a comet fragment could make a crater. No. Scientists have ignored the possibility that something other than a comet. No, because they're talking about that. The scientists who believe an impact caused the younger dries have made incorrect assumptions. No, I think it's just this. Oh, thank God, grammar. Okay. This is about tense, I guess. In 23, Neri and her colleagues published a study showing changes over time in 4 whale genes associated with body size. Yes. A decade later, Land used his technology to invent the world's first instant camera. Yes. Okay, pronouns. The bishop condemned the eating utensils because he considered them. This is plural, singular. Using one of the non-copyright songs ensures, yeah, okay. Apostrophes. When you place your hands between the 2 antennas, so no. Yeah, this. Where's this? One such type of matter is a form of cooled condensed gas called a Bose-Einstein condensate. Dutch physicist Leon Howe famously used a BC. It's got to be this because it's 2 sentences. Okay. Okay. All right, this feels like they're both wrong. Okay. The French people founded the video game studio Blue 12. They also love cats. They created an award-winning cat video game that lets the players. Okay, in fact, because they love cats. Okay. Similarly, that's how. Okay, these are all different. In most deer species, males grow antlers and females don't. However, reindeer are different. They are only deer species. Yeah. Okay. In 2014, Nestor Gomes won his first ever storytelling competition, retelling a tale about his life as a Guatemalan immigrant living in Chicago. Later, in 2017, he created this show. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Historians agree that the jazz. Okay, this is another repeat. Jelly was exaggerating when he claimed to have invented jazz music. No one can deny, however, that Norton's innovative compositions, remarkable improvisation skills helped shape jazz. Yes, because he was exaggerating, but he still did a good thing. Okay. Student wants to present the study and its findings. Okay. Given the debate about the Vinland map's age, researchers in 2020 conducted a study to analyze the. Okay, what's the findings? In 2020, the study revealed that it contains a titanium column not used in inks until the 1920s, indicating the map was drawn in the 20th century. Okay, that sounds like a finding. The Vinland map believed to be. Okay, nope. Where the certain titanium column was not used in inks until the 1920s, researchers in 2021 studied the element. Yeah, nothing's about the findings. B. A difference. Okay. Though created using a different process, Rise dye contains the same ingredient as the dye produced. That seems like a similarity. Nanocellulose is a natural plant-based substance that separates the molecules of vinegar powder. Okay, that doesn't sound like a difference. Traditional approach to dyeing blue jeans is to dip them in a solution. Okay, but what's the other approach? Rise approach substitutes a natural plant-based substance for the hazardous chemicals that manufacturers traditionally used. Yeah, the different chemicals. Student wants to emphasize the aim of the research study. Okay. Analyzing ocean temperature data, tourists found that during a marine heat wave, blue whales foraged farther offshore. Okay, that sounds like the conclusion. In her study, tourists sought to determine how ocean temperature affects where blue whales forage for krill. Okay, that sounds like she sought to determine. Tourist study revealed no. Tourism marine ecologists studied no. The aim is what she sought to do. Okay, let's do it. Let's 22:30. Let's see what happens. We're going to skip through the math and score it. All right, so I got everything right, and I did go back and double check when I hit the button. I did it with 22 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. There are 32 minutes in every reading module, so that is a total of 9 minutes and 32 seconds to get everything right. And you can see that here. This is my score report for just the reading here, and I got everything wrong at first, right, because that's the first module. So because I got so many wrong, I got placed in the easy second module, and here's where it counts. This is what you saw. Everything is correct. So that's all well and good. And then I got everything wrong in math because I just fast forwarded through all of that. So no issues there. In case you're curious, that to get everything wrong in the first module and then to get everything right in the easy module gets me a score of 390. So not very good. But I think that was pretty great. 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Okay, so under 10 minutes to do 27 reading questions. Ironically, it was that stupid one about the TMAO that took me the longest time. And that was the one that I'd seen before. So it just goes to show, you know, I teach these questions all the time. You'd think I would know the answers, but there's just so many that it's hard to know in your own head, like what's going on. But that was fun. I'll probably try to do that in the future, and I'll try to do one for math when we get some new practice tests, if that ever happens. But hopefully this was a good experience for you. You can see, I think if there's some takeaways for students, first of all, don't actually try to take a practice section in 10 minutes. That is crazy. On a real test, obviously, I would have gone slower. I would have been more deliberate. There were places where I thought I could be falling for a trap. You know, you never know. But I would have also obviously used all that extra time, even if I went that fast, to go back and make sure I got everything right. So don't do this. This is just for fun. But I do think that you saw how quickly I read a lot of things, right? I wasn't focused on specific questions. I was using just especially, you know, let me see if I can find it. The one about like, where's the one about the, this one was the one that got me, but yeah, this one I feel like I kind of read quickly. And then I can't even find it. There was one about the different words. This one where, you know, I don't care about the words, right? Misciplin or Misslin and Lutcon, like I don't care. It's not going to be about the words, right? Like, it's what they're saying about the words. I think that's a really important thing to remember is when I'm reading even hard questions, I'm not getting all bogged down in those very difficult like topics and those weird proper nouns that we're learning. I'm not interested in people's names. I'm not interested in the names of chemicals or, all these like different foreign words in this case. Like, I don't care. I'm not trying to learn about that. That is not what the passage is about. And you also probably noticed that in many cases, I was able to get rid of choices very quickly. This was a good example of that because of literally just one word sometimes in a choice, right? The word annoyed, I didn't get the vibe that she was annoyed by reading this passage. Puzzled, it's a very strong word. It's a very strong meaning. Spending time alone, she doesn't want to interact. I don't know what she wants, right? So all of those things, just as soon as I got to that word, I knew the choice was wrong. I don't even remember if I ended up finishing the choice, but there's a lot of that. And I think that that's another thing to do. Now, you should always read every choice, but I do think that you should train yourself to notice when one word or phrase is just completely contradictory with the passage is saying, or even if it just carries a lot of weight, it forces you to think about it. It forces you to then maybe go back and look for that idea. I just kind of had a good memory and it wasn't a complicated passage. So I knew there was nothing saying that she was annoyed, nothing saying she was puzzled, and what she wanted to do, I had no idea. So it just seemed like a description of people in the street. So take that with you. And I also will say when you get to the grammar, this is a great example of just having good instincts, but mostly knowing the rules. As soon as I looked at each of these choices, I knew exactly what rule I was going to be following. And so I didn't have to really think too hard as I was reading. I was like, okay, it's about the tense. And for like questions like this one and this one, I was able to just like know exactly what word I would say in that spot. And then for things like this, I knew of thinking about singulars and plurals. This one, singulars and plurals, we've seen this rule. I've talked about this in many of my lessons and many of my explanation videos. Anytime verb agreement comes up, we have some rules we can follow there. And so just kind of thinking about the rules helps. As soon as I saw this and realized that there was a semicolon, I did realize I had to think about different sentences, and that's what I heard there. So, there's different, you got to know what these words mean. So there's lots of things that you can do with practice to make yourself really, really fast on the easy questions. So that way you have time for the hard modules, hard questions. And there will be way more hard questions in a hard module. And so that's always the challenge is how do we make ourselves speedy so that we don't lose accuracy, and that way we have more time to deal with the stuff that isn't going to be quick, that needs the time and the work. And you saw I didn't use any of the scratch paper because I was able to hold all those ideas in my head. They weren't very complicated passages, but if this were a hard module and I were trying to go as fast as I can, I genuinely don't think I would be able to finish with much more than the time limit. That's how different the two easy and hard modules are. So, let me know if you have any thoughts on this. If you thought this was a good thing, I'll maybe try to do it again in the future. Any questions or comments, definitely leave them. And if you liked it, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Once again, I'm Mike Settele, founder of Settele Tutoring. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, when it comes to your scores, don't settle for less, Settele for more.